Okay, you guys, we're going to learn how to subtract polynomials. You don't have to take notes on this. You have a blue note sheet on which you'll do some examples. So, for subtraction of polynomials, we're going to use opposites. There are several ways to do it, but I think this is one of the easier ways. So, if the sum of two polynomials is 0, the polynomials are opposites. Just like if we have 5 plus negative 5, we know those are opposites, those equal 0. They're same thing with polynomials. They're also called additive inverses. To form the opposite of a polynomial, you can think of distributing the negative sign or multiplying each term of the polynomial by negative 1. We did this before when we had things like this. This is saying the negative sign here says take the opposite of x minus 5. So this would be negative x plus 5. Remember doing this? This is what we're doing. So it's not new. It's the same idea. So here's an example of the opposite of a polynomial. Here's the original polynomial. Here's the opposite. You'll notice it's exactly the same, except every sign is different. If you need to pause the video to take a look at this carefully, please do. Okay, so here we're going to write two expressions for the opposite of the polynomial, one with parentheses and one with no parentheses. So the one with parentheses, in order to show an opposite, we take the polynomial and we simply put a negative sign in front of it. That's a negative sign. Okay, that's one option. The second option is we change all the signs. So we would have negative 8t to the fourth minus 14t cubed plus 5t squared plus t squared. Okay, so that's two ways to write the opposite of the polynomial. So, in order to subtract the polynomial, we have to add its opposite. So, I'm going to take the first polynomial, and I'm going to add its opposite. So, its opposite is negative 3x cubed minus x squared plus 5. Okay, and now I'm going to do the usual with like terms. Those are like terms. Those are like terms. And those are like terms. So I add the like terms in order to subtract my polynomial. So I'm going to pause and do that. You do it also, and we'll see if we get the same thing. Okay, there we go. So be careful with the signs. That's the tricky part of this. You'll notice on the green example, x cubed plus a negative 3x cubed is negative 2x cubed. Okay, then the blue line, negative 4x squared, minus x squared is negative 5x squared. So the 6x we just write in the equation because it doesn't have a like term, and then 7 plus 5 is 12. Okay? Here's another example. Why don't you write it as adding the opposite? Pause the video and then we'll see what you get. Okay? Check and see if this is what you got. Really, when you change the second polynomial to the opposite, you can remove the parentheses if you want to. Okay, now add the like terms. Okay, there's your answer. Be really careful adding your positives and negatives. You'll notice that the items in green had no like terms in the original, this term here and this term here. In the original problem, they did not have any like terms, so you just bring them down. Okay? That's how you do it. See page 285 for a few more examples in your book if you want to. And I'll just end real quick with this. Polynomials are central to the study of algebra. Well, I mentioned this when we started these. They model problems in real life such as wind energy, how to stack round objects for storage or shipping, how drugs get absorbed into the bloodstream, how quickly, the amount of material required to manufacture a cylindrical container like a Pringles ship, and a Pringles box, and more. Okay, so now you could grab your blue notes and work on those.